so good. Ooh! Oh dear. Okay. Is this the same? Okay, let's try again. This is gonna be like so awkward now. Hello. Welcome back to the very third. Welcome back to the third episode of the Krafty Kristina podcast. I am your host. My name is Kristina. I am crafty, and I'm in a great mood today. If you'd like to follow me, I will leave all of my information in the description. Today is Friday, August, my battery just died, 27th. It is about 10:30 in the morning. It's a little bit earlier than I normally podcast, but I've got some time right now. I want to be able to do it, so here I am. Today I am drinking, it's still very hot, but I'm drinking a hot cup of mud water, and I've kind of been obsessed with this lately, and so I brought my little canister up here to show you. I have a very serious caffeine addiction, and I think that, like, here, I have this bag. It's coffee. I have coffee stitch markers. I love it. I gotta have it. I do not care. Do not give me decaf. I am one of those people that can taste the difference. If you're a soda drinker, a pop drinker, Coke, whatever you call it. If you've ever had flat soda, that's what decaf coffee tastes like to me. And I know that the acid in it probably isn't so great for my gut, and I do like to try and be healthy. And so I found this mud water. It was recommended to me on Instagram, and it's got a lot of things in it that I love, and it's like this super food, I don't know, like tea powder. It has masala chai, which is black tea, ginger, cardamom, cloves, nutmeg, and black pepper. And it also has cacao, lion's mane, cordyceps, chaga, reishi, cinnamon, turmeric, and Himalayan salt. I don't know if this is going to focus on it because I'm in the frame, but this is what it looks like. It's only 20 calories per tablespoon. I mean, I don't usually like count my things, but basically you put a tablespoon of it into boiling hot water, mix it around, and then you can drink it plain. I drink it a bunch of different ways. Sometimes I make it like a latte, and I froth up some milk and put it in there. I make like an oat milk latte I really love. Today I'm drinking it with a splash of half and half and a splash of French vanilla creamer. So you can fix it like your coffee. You can make it hot, you can make it iced. They've got recipes that you can like throw it in smoothies. It's pretty diverse, and I love it. I will link it down below if you'd like to try it. And basically it's got 1/7 of the caffeine of a regular cup of coffee, but it's a mushroom coffee, and it's got adaptogens and antioxidants and all types of good things that are supposed to give you natural energy and be great for your health and your body. So that's my spiel. Welcome back. Today I have a hoe. I have a half object, a half finished object to show you. I've got a little bit more progress on a single sock, and I have my sweater to show you. And then I'm going to talk about some other stuff. So maybe it should be relatively short. I've got a lot of exciting life things to show you. So yeah, get your cup of whatever you're drinking, and let's get into it. I was going to say my whips, but I'm going to show you my hoe first. My hoe is this sock. No oopsies allowed. No oopsie gusset. No oopsie toe. Just a regular schmegular, no problem hoe. This is a sock for a lady-in-law. And I will show you that there. I feel like the foot is so humongous, but it's only 10 rounds more than what I would do for my foot. So I don't know. I don't know why it looks so big. It's not blocked, obviously. I have to weave that in, but I don't know where my like good weaving in needle is. So we're moving tomorrow, and so hopefully I'll find it. But again, I did 20 rounds, knit 2, purl 2 for the cuff, 50 rounds for the leg. I did the modified Eye of Partridge heel, flap, gusset, stitches, and then I did, after I completed the gusset, I did 60 rounds for the foot, and then I did a square toe. So that's this. The colorway is Pittsburgh Spice Latte, and it is by Flower Hill Fleeces. And very fall indeed. And maybe I tried it on and it's very cozy. So that's the first hoe of this podcast. This is its pair, and I'm hoping to finish it today. I started a new job on Monday, and I'm working remotely for a while. They're hoping to get everyone back into the office with a hybrid model the second week of September. So when that happens, I'll be in the office 3 days a week and at home 2 days a week. Given that, I'm not even going to talk about it. I know we're all sick of hearing about it. So anyway, I'm working from home right now, and I found out that my first 2 weeks of training is essentially reading a lot and doing a lot of training videos. And so I've been trying to work on my socks while I do that. I don't know about you, but if I just have like something vanilla in my hands while I'm talking or reading or watching something, I focus better. So I've been trying to work on that. This is the second sock. I just finished the gusset decreases, and I think where's my marker? It's on the inside. Well, I put a marker here to mark like the beginning of my round so I don't make another oopsie toe. And I think I have 3 rows into the foot. So my goal with everything that's going on today is to finish the foot and the toe tonight. That's my goal. I want to have this sock done today. And then I'll officially have a final pair to enter into summer sock camp and be one project closer to having more empty needles for the pigskin party. I've got my bag here from Jenny of Mountain State Stitches, and all of my socks are in here, but I haven't touched any of the other ones. I've just strictly been working on those. I know, I told you last time I made a chart to do 5 rows a day, yada, yada, yada. I didn't want to do that. So I finished a sock, and I'm super motivated to finish the other, and I'm gonna finish them. I tried to be optimistic. I guess I just don't work that way. I don't know. So that was my half object and its mate. And the other thing I want to show you, and it's really the only other thing that I worked on this week, is my LiQWYD sweater. I took the marker off, but this is what it's looking like right now. I've tried it on, and I really hope that blocking makes it grow a bit more, because it's shorter and tighter than I anticipated, but it is what it is. It'll fit. I'm on a weight loss journey, so it should probably fit me better once I do lose some weight. But I did finish the body, and I did the ribbing here and bound off, and then I picked up the collar, which again needs some fixing, but still a work in progress here. I did the collar, and then I ordered some 9-inch circulars in a size 6 because I didn't have them. I wanted to try and do the sleeve on that. I don't like magic loop, so I did that and I added the stitches, but I just haven't been motivated to pick up like the armpit area and like keep working. But I was worried I was gonna lose yarn chicken with this color, but I didn't. And so I did the collar, and now I think what I might do once I get to working on this again is work the sleeves sort of in tandem. So I'm going to start with this sleeve, and I'm going to knit so it matches up with the body, and I'm going to knit with this to do the transition in this color down the side, and then I'm going to switch needles and then I'll do the side. That way, I know it says in the pattern to split your yarn, but I don't know where our scale is because we're moving. So I just figured I'll knit one side and then I'll switch the needle to the other sleeve and then knit the other. Does that make sense? So that way at the end, both sleeves are like almost worked completely and I'm finished with all of the colors by the time I bind off. So that's this. I'm hoping to have it finished by September 9th. Because that's the date of the pigskin party. So that's it. That is really all I have knitting wise this week. I finished a sock. I'm pretty proud, and let's see, I made some notes. The other thing that I wanted to talk about this week is I mentioned that I am so excited for the West Knits Mystery Knit Along, and I knew that September 1st was going to be the sign-up day, and yesterday, maybe it wasn't yesterday, I just got so excited about that. I think it was yesterday or the day before. He put on his Instagram the announcement for signups to start, and the first little teaser photo of stirring my mud water because it's really hot and I want to drink it. He put the teaser announcing the make along and the signups, and in the photo I was creeping for every little detail that I could possibly find. And I'm like looking at last year's and previous year's like announcement photo to see like what the final product looked like and what was similar in the like announcement photo. Maybe I'll find like some clues to figure out what techniques might be in there, or maybe there's stripes, and last year there were all of these hexy puff things and honeycombs, whatever. And so anyway, the biggest takeaway I got for my creeping is that he's standing so fun like with a 5-skein fade in his hands, and so naturally I go and stash dive because your girl can't wait. And I wanted to show you what I would like to do if it works with the requirements. Have you ever seen someone so obsessed and excited? So I earlier in the year ordered, I think I was maybe having a bad week, and so I stress bought some yarn from Blush Yarns, my friend Natalie. I've never worked with her yarn, but I was so excited to get some, and so I ordered these. And honestly, when I ordered them, I had no idea what I was gonna do with them. I just kind of like, I like that, I'll buy it. And then they came and they look beautiful together. And so I'm dying to make them into something. I don't know the colorways. I think this one is called Fawn. I don't know what the other ones are called. But I thought that all together they would be really beautiful. So oddly enough, before this announcement went out, I was looking through my yarn stash, dreaming of what I'll make for the pigskin party. And I pulled these out and I'm like, wow, you know, this would be like a really fun, like sweater maybe. Like maybe I should look up a fingering weight like shawl or something, because I really wanted to use them all together. And then lo and behold, Stephen West, ring ring, ring ring, called me up and posted that thing on Instagram with 5 skein fade. So I only have 4 right now that go together, and so I'm gonna obviously sign up and get the pattern. And given that these colors meet the requirements, because I know sometimes they're like, oh well, 1 and 2 need to contrast in a certain way, you know, if it meets the requirements, I have asked Natalie to dye me up something special to help finish the transition, which I think we have discussed that, like we've been plotting all of this time. It's been 2 days. I think that she's probably going to dye me up something in between this green and then this. I mean, you can see here, it's got like some purple and it does have some green in there, but I think she's going to dye me up something to go in between these two, to finish out the fade. And then that will be my shawl. I'm so excited. So blush yarns. Let me show you these one by one so that you can gawk at their delicious goodness. I mean, hello. That's the first one. If I can find the colorway names, I will put them in the description. Okay, well, my phone just fell, which is what I'm recording on, just fell, and so if it's a little different now, sorry. Here's the green. And then this is the final color. So that's what I want to talk about. Other than that, I've got a little bit of a life update here to share with you. But before then, I've got another oopsie story for you. And I haven't really told this to too many people, except for a couple of gals in my knitting, like my online knitting group. Because honestly, I was really super embarrassed. And I know that you're all going to be like, wow, this girl, like, does she really know how to knit? Like, does she ever try to do anything right? Because look at all these problems she has. You guys. So, once upon a time, Cave the Crazy Sock Lady and all of these people started knitting Musselburgh hats. And I was like, wow, I really want to knit some of those. You aren't ready for this. Seriously, you're not ready. Like, I think this is probably better than the gusset. Okay, the oopsie gusset. So, I'm so excited. My boyfriend, he is so knit-worthy. I'm biased, but if you've got someone special in your life, I think you know it too. He is the most knit-worthy person there is, but I don't really know like what he would wear. Like, he's not really like a sweater wearer, and I am gonna knit him some socks, but like I don't really know that he'll wear them. So I was like, well, I guess I could knit him a Musselburgh hat. And so I wanted to knit a Musselburgh. And a bit of a backstory about my excitement for the Musselburgh is that it seemed so fun, portable. I mean, you name it, I loved it. And you can pretty much use whatever yarn, because after you do the little, I can't remember what it's called, the pinhole cast on or something, you measure your gauge, and then that's how you make it. So there's no like swatching involved. Everything's grand. And at the beginning of the pandemic, I know I said I wasn't going to mention that, so disregard. But at the beginning of the pandemic, I ordered a ton of Karen Simply Soft to make myself and my mom a temperature blanket as like my quarantine project. And long story short, I finished hers. I hated mine, so I threw it in the trash, and I had all of this Karen Simply Soft left over. And when I say I ordered a lot, like I ordered like $300 worth of Karen Simply Soft, okay? Like a lot. because I had no idea how much I was going to use. So I have a ton. I have them in all colors of the rainbow. And before I moved, I ended up donating all of it, except I kept a single skein. And then if I had any like scrap left over from the blankets, I kept that too. So I have all of these colors, and I was like, you want to know what? These would be really great gift knits. So I thought that I would use my Karen Simply Soft stash to knit a crap load of Musselburgh hats. Some I'd put pom-poms on. Like, I had this whole grand idea, and then I would just bring them to my family, to my friends, and they could pick the color and the size, whatever they wanted, as like a fun little Christmas gift. So my test run here was to knit Zach a Musselburgh. So he picked out his yarn. Oh, so good. He picked out his yarn. Well, so it's Karen Simply Soft, but he picked out, he wanted navy blue. And I cast on, and I was ready to go. And I checked my gauge, and I was like, that seems like really kind of weird, but okay. And I kept going, and I kept going, and I've mentioned before, I'm one of those people that avoids frogging back and fixing mistakes at all costs, and maybe that's to like, maybe it's my own fault, but I was watching all of these people finish their hats, and everyone was saying like, wow, like it looks a lot bigger, but it ends up fitting in the long run, and like when it doubles up, it gets smaller. And so I'm looking at this, and I'm like, wow, like this looks really big. But I was like, no, I checked my gauge, like I'll stick with it, and I finished it. And this is the hat. I'm gonna mess up my little cute little bun right now to show you what it looks like on. This is my hat. I could put the put the brim up. You guys, I don't even think this would fit a basketball. How did I do this? So look at it. Like, in what world would this fit anybody's head? What was I thinking? Like, how did I not think like, oh, I'm knitting this and it's this wide? I didn't think, this looks like a sack, a pillowcase, not a hat. Like, what was I thinking? I wasn't, I guess. So anyway, I have this hat, and it's not even a hat. Like, it's literally just like a thing. And I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just keeping it, and I never showed anybody. I was so embarrassed to be like, my Musselburgh's finished, because everybody's was looking so good, and then mine was this. So I haven't tried again because I'm terrified, but it took me like a couple of weeks to figure out like what I did wrong, and I think I just measured my gauge the wrong way. I woke up in the middle of the night, like I was like in a deep sleep, and I woke up and I was like, I know what I did, and I realized like that I measured my gauge wrong. I woke up just like that. Yeah. So that's my Musselburgh. That's all I have to say. That's my oopsie. I don't anticipate having any more oopsies, but in the event that I do, I'll share. If you have any oopsies, let me know. Send me an email, send me a message on Instagram, leave me a comment down below. If you've got an oopsie you'd like to share, I'd be happy to share it. Because you are not alone. Okay, well, that's all the knitting that I have to share. But I do want to give you a little bit of an update on my life and how things are transitioning for us right now. If you haven't watched all of my episodes, I have kind of touched on this a little bit. I am originally from the greater Pittsburgh area. I was finished with college. I moved to Las Vegas for work. Did long distance with my boyfriend the whole time I was out there. I was out there for almost 5 years. 2 years ago, he's from the Pittsburgh area as well. 2 years ago, he moved out to be with me, and we were having a jolly good time until the pandemic hit, and it was like our hopes and dreams had been crushed. And I don't know, I think we've gotten through a lot together, but I think, like many of us, we all started to realize, I mean, and especially like the two of us, we kind of realized what we wanted in life, what we wanted together, and realized what was the most important to us. And we realized that the most important thing to us was to be closer to our families. So we had a mission to move back here since about January of the year, and had, you know, a lot of plans. We thought, you know, we'll find jobs and then we'll move, and people were either not hiring or hiring so urgently they couldn't wait for us to give a 2 weeks notice at our current jobs and take a week to move across the country. So I was in the middle of a few I was in the later stages of a few interview processes and felt really great about them. And so we sort of made the executive decision that we had enough money saved up. We'd been saving by house. We had enough saved up that we would just quit our jobs and move. And anyone who knows me knows that that seems like super out of character for me, because it is. I am such a Virgo. I'm type A, and so analytical and such a control freak. And maybe not a control freak. I just like to have a plan. I like to have a backup plan and then like 3 more backup plans in case, and think about it and analyze it. And so quitting my job and moving across the country for hopefully one of 2 jobs that I was interviewing for was horrifying. But at the end of the day, you know, I knew that I had Zach and we had our families, and it was not terrifying. It was familiar, and it was everything that we wanted. And we were working towards the next stages in our life together. So we moved, and I got one of the jobs, and I started on Monday, and it has been nothing less than incredible. And I'm a bit overwhelmed with how great it has been, because, you know, when you're going through times of uncertainty, it's so easy to think about the what ifs and all of the things that could go wrong, that you often forget what could go right. And so many things are going right. So, like I've mentioned before, we're at the lady in-laws and have been looking for a rental home in the area. And we have had quite the headache of a process. We've been here, I think, a month this week. And in that month, we've applied for, I think, 6 different houses. And something was wrong with all of them, or something came up, or we got our hopes set on one and let another one go. And then, like, at one point, we found the house of our dreams. Though, not really, but, like, it was perfect. It was perfect. And that's what I talked about in the last episode. And I was patiently waiting for the email to pay the security deposit and figure everything out so that we could move in last weekend. And instead of reading the email, well, I didn't receive an email. I received a very short text message from the realtor saying that the people that owned it decided to give it to somebody else, and they didn't know why. And, like, sorry, pretty much. And Zach and I were pretty much devastated and like, what the heck? So last weekend I went to look at, which I should add, it was a bit more devastating because we were approved for a place and could have been moving in anyway. And we had 24 hours to tell the company that we wanted it, or they were going to give it to the next person that applied. And we found this place that we loved so much more that we turned it down. So we had lost our places to live. And if you know anything about anything, you'll know that the housing market right now and just rental properties and everything that's happening in the world has just made it extremely difficult. So we were really discouraged and trying to find things that are close enough to my work. Or, you know, what's silly is I didn't really know how difficult it was to find a place that had a washer and dryer, air conditioning, or access to high-speed internet. So every place we go, we find something, and they didn't have any of those things. And like air conditioning, we could get units. Like washer and dryer, like we could go buy one. We're gonna need to go get washer and dryer for the place that we're moving into this weekend. But I don't understand. Like we called like the companies, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be like one of the places was gonna be $12,000 for us to pay for them to come and hook up whatever they need to hook up to get internet. And I'm working from home, so I know small marbles, but those are just things that it's kind of necessary for us. So, anyway, last weekend we went and looked at 4 places and applied for all 4. And 2 people never got back to us. One person we met a landlord that was incredibly rude, and didn't want to live there. And then we met the family that owns the home that we're moving into, and it was just exactly what we needed. So they've been so sweet and so kind, and they were planning for a September 1st move-in. Zach's brother is getting married in the middle of September, and so this is the last weekend that we kind of have to move into a place. And they said, if you want to move in on Saturday, we'll take time off of work to fix it up for you. And so they took yesterday and today off of work to finish like painting it and refinishing everything. And like I'm so grateful. So that's very exciting. And that got really deep, but that is what's happening. So tomorrow at 2:00, today is Friday, so when you're watching this, we will probably be loading up things to move into the house, and we're signing our lease tomorrow afternoon, and have some of our family members coming to help us move in. And from there, we will finally be starting to get settled. And I am so excited and so grateful, and I'm just so looking forward to this next chapter of my life. So with that being said, tomorrow I will be closing the giveaway in episode 1. So if you haven't already watched it or left a comment to enter, please go do so. I'm going to close it on Sunday, the 29th. So you have today, Saturday, to watch this, and you have today and your tomorrow to enter. I will close it, and then in the next episode that I upload, the winner will be announced. So stay tuned for that. I am not certain if there will be an episode next week, but if you follow me on Instagram, I will keep you posted there. Not really sure what's going on in the world and what this next week is going to bring us moving. Again, I will keep you posted, but I am extra excited because there's a sweet special little space in the front of the house just for me to have a yarn room. And it's pretty much all that I can think about, but I don't know the measurements, and I also need to make it like home office space. So that is something that I'm really, really looking forward to designing, and really just making like a comfy, cozy space for me. So hopefully the next time you see me, I may be in it. And as I put that together, I will definitely record some footage. I would really love, Zach is so handy, and I know that he's so excited to help me put together this yarn room. And so I am hoping that once we get everything figured out, I might be able to record our whole process and put together like a time lapse and make it super fun and cute, so you can see how the room transitions before and after. And then I'll have my own podcasting space. So that's pretty much all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next episode, and have a great week. Thanks. Bye, guys.